If you don't lotion yourself, you are a nasty motherfucker. Better have that cocoa butter too. If not, you a nasty motherfucker. But I was thinking to myself while I was in the shower just now. I was like, yo, just mostly a year ago, year and a half ago, you were sore as hell. You couldn't even get out of the damn bathroom. Like if you fell over, if I had fell over a year ago in the toilet, on the toilet, in the bath, in the shower, whatever, even just in life in general, if I would have fell over, it used to be the most work to get up because my body, oh my, it would just be traumatizing to think about falling, and now I'm at a point where, what the hell is this? Oh, I must have burnt myself. I'm at the point now where, you know, I'm picking up things from the floor and it doesn't hurt, but I'm also still thinking about it. I've come a long way, from not being able to sit down on a toilet, bro. I should not be able to sit in the toilet. So I was thinking about that, man. Like your story is pretty wild. And that's why we got to get this body back in order, man. That's why we got to get back in great shape because we were working so hard to get our body just loose and we lost. We lost so much weight. What's up, guys? What's up, CC? We lost so much weight, lost so much muscle from, well, not lifting, not losing it, but we lost the weight. And now it'll come back quick because of muscle memory. So I it sucked, at the beginning when I was last year at this time, I was getting ready to unknowingly start my journey of living in the car, and I was just like, something was telling me, go back to Kingsville. And I was just like, bro, I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back. Let me go see what LA looks like first. And like I was trying to play basketball, trying to naively or delusionally get my body to do something I knew it couldn't do for, 20, 30, 40 games. I was just like, just trying to hold on to anything that would cause me to like have some kind of inspiration to just get up and get my body loose, and I had to lie to myself and say that I could, play old young man's game at an old man, age. But I feel like right now I could do it. The way I'm feeling, I'm really starting to feel a lot better, man. A lot of stress, I guess, I was putting on my upper body, with the way I was lifting, or just I think it was a spiritual warfare I was going through. It just so happened that the time I can't do anything functionally, with my body is when I left the family. Come on now, I think that was, you know, more of my witchcraft that was put on me, but we working. I feel those tentacles and spirituals, the spirits coming off my body now that I'm, you know, been working and keeping myself moving. Got the dogs, I can, move around a lot better. I used to dread going up and down the stairs too. And now going up and down the stairs doesn't hurt half as bad or, really any. You still, my left heel, my right big toe. But I remember dragging it for years in the Navy. So if I didn't work on it before, what made you think that it was just going to automatically just be healthy, And I also realized no matter how strong you are, you're using other muscles to do normal functions. What's going on, Telly Boy, Eve, and Zodiac 5567? What's up? But yeah, I realized that I was just cheating. I was cheating myself, and this journey has taught me to, you got it better than most people. That you at least you thought to yourself to go off to the military and protect yourself. enough. And like, I'm crazy that I literally had to figure it out with $200 every month for a whole year, but I did it. I ran into Pop Pop. I was just thinking about Pop Pop. I remember running, like having Pop Pop. If I didn't have Pop Pop, I would have been in trouble because a lot of the times where I needed something to eat, Pop Pop was randomly outside. We couldn't speak each other's language, but we knew how to talk. We knew love, and you know, he damn, I got him on my what is it call it? What do you call that thing? Um, WhatsApp. Yeah, WhatsApp. I got him on WhatsApp. I gotta message him. But yeah. Anyway, Pop Pop looked out for me. A man from Ukraine, where he just randomly looked out for a big old black dude. So. And thank God I had Queen because it made me look even more like, then I was able to walk her off a leash. You know what I mean? Like I had her trained up and everything. Like it was just a perfect situation. Um, so I'm really thankful for that, being able to go to Maya's place and, it really start this journey of learning who I was and what I wanted to do with myself. And have my rage moments where I used to sit in the room for days crying, yelling, screaming, swinging, like going crazy, like, and just being like like, I was just locked up in my body, bro. And like, I was so locked up in my body, and I used to sit on that floor sweating, the whole summer in California, just sweating my balls off, yo, and just stretching my body out and like hoping that it would one day, work out for me, that I would be loose. Thank you. I thank you very much, CC. Yes, I definitely do have a lot of blessings. I definitely do. But I was just like, bro, to I knew I knew I could do it, but when you working on your body, you don't like it's like starting all over again if you've never been to the gym. Like going to the gym and see you tell yourself you can't do it. But if you're forced into the situation, you have no choice but to, exceed that, what you believe in yourself. I do it all the time with the lifting. I prove to myself all the time that I gotta, I can do this. So if I can do what I've done in the past year, what makes you think that I can't, get my body back in order and to the shape that I like it? Because I was doing it subconsciously before, just needing to go to the gym for whatever the reason was. So now coming back and I was just thinking about it though. I was in the shower just now, bro, and I was like, yo, I haven't stretched on the wall like I used to. I used to, put my arms put my hands on the wall and like stretch my calf muscles. And like I was feeling real warm, Of course, that's the best place to stretch, one of the best places to stretch, and think also. So I was thinking like, damn, just a year ago, yo, we was getting ready to start the journey of living in your car. And like now this year, look, I mean, we knew it was going to be right where we are because something was telling you that the whole time. Even before you left here, you knew you were going to end up coming back here. Um, and I remembered that feeling when I was, leaving for college, thinking like, I'll have to come back to this place, home, this house. And then I end up going back to it. You know what I mean? You go, I think in this way, like I said, something was looking out for me. Like I call myself King Mark, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I was, and then I end up going to Kingsville, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, what? Like, how in the hell did that happen? Somebody's looking out for me, so, and then coming back here and being accepted the way I am, like, I'm just really, I'm happy I did it, you know. I wish I would have done it right after the Navy, honestly. If I knew what way it was going to work out. Hold on. Come on, late. Acting up. My hands are all lotioned up. But yeah, if I knew the way it was gonna work out, I would end up coming right back here anyway, but from the beginning. But life has a funny way of, giving you a nice spiked dildo in your ass with no lubrication. And I was used to that with the Navy, and I was used to that with my mother and my parents, you know what I mean? So like I don't know what made me think that I could actually get to my goals without something, ruining it. Um, And I don't know what made me think that I could sit up amongst these people every day and every night and think that I was actually going to be able to, tell them my dreams and make it. That's the crazy part about it. And now that I'm away, I see that, the things that I've always thought and said that are starting to come true, with I see what's going on with, the robots and AI and all this other stuff taking over and crypto. They talking about crypto and stuff. Like, it's just like, damn, bro. It's just like, damn, like, hey, thanks for YouTube. I literally was telling my brother and everybody, like, yo, these robots are gonna take over everything. And my brother looked over to my mom and said, Margaret said, I'm like, dog, you 30. Oh man, that's funny. But now you see it. You see it. I was always right. And it's crazy because every movie said that the person that says that how the future or something's gonna go is always looked at as the bad person, the crazy person, and it's so true. I was looked at like I was a crazy person with basketball. I was looked at like a crazy person when I, got the things that came with basketball. With social media when it first came out, I don't know too many people that had like 2,000 people, subscribers like I did, and I also remember Facebook when I first got Facebook, that 13 times the first time, every single one of them was flooded, with 3,000, 4,000 people, you know what I mean? From the minute I even started my social, you know what I mean? So like, because of basketball. But I kind of, I like the mature version of myself right now. I'm going through, um, I want to explode. I want to, but I'm too tired. It's nice to be at peace, you know. But yeah, the dogs are driving me crazy. I want to play video games, but I don't want to spend the money on Battlefield 6. Um, what else is going on? I paid the car off. Um, yeah, I'm just waiting to hear back from the school. I probably got it in the mail, but I haven't checked the mail in like 3 weeks. I'm still really ratchet on the low. Like, I don't like to clean nothing. If you saw this desk and the desk beside me and you see the desk behind me, I don't like cleaning shit. So clearly it's time for me to not give a fuck about what it looks like. I don't give a damn. I need a girl. That's what I need, honestly, to keep me wanting to clean the place, but I'm not going to because I'm just focused on what I'm trying to do right now. Just focused till 42. 42, and then I'll start looking for a girl. So I got 3 more years. I'm chilling in the meantime, unless a lady comes and sweeps off my feet, like I always say, I'm single. I just want to be where I want to be. I want to travel again before I make my decision on who I want to be with. Yeah, I need one to come clean it. I need one, but I don't want a woman to feel like she needs to do that. I clean it up. I just need incentive. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm just thinking. Damn, bro, we really was in the car last year, and it's like now we're starting to get rid of the things we had. I'm not getting rid of my vintage Leah shirts, but we're starting to get rid of the things that we had carrying from home. Um, because I feel like everything is still tied to them. So like I want to get rid of almost everything that kind of like had come with me from there, except for my Xbox, of course. That's probably why I don't turn this shit on. But um, it's been a fun journey, man. And now I could really like find a new way to focus in on working out and getting my body in shape. Before it was off of rage or therapy, but this time it's gonna be more like just the art of it. And that's the exciting. And I could lock back in to any of those new found lessons that I learned from myself. Ways of lifting or ways of thinking to get through the door, and all these other things. I've learned so much about myself. Um, and all those seasons of lifting from for damn near 30 years that I've been doing it. You know, um, excuse me, had to get some gas out my ass. But yeah, I just wanted to come up here and just let you know that I'm alive. I'm still doing my thing. What I mean, I'm just really still focused. I'm just learning how to lock in a little bit better. Um, I don't really got much to say. I don't want to seem like I'm bragging, and I don't want to seem like I'm, you know, um, saying too much. or showing too much or whatever have you. I really don't give a shit, but I'll be tired after work and I'll be hanging out with the dogs, you know what I mean? And then I go, go to the gym and I'm just, or I watch a YouTube and I just forget to even come up here and say what up to you guys. But I really expected to have less subscribers. And when I came on, it was 10 more subscribers than what I had before. So I'm like, what? It's just kind of backwards. But maybe it gave you time to go back and look at some of the old videos. You got some old versions of Marcus in there, bro. I'm ashamed to even look at them. I can't even lie to you, like, because of the way I was thinking back then, especially being in the car, like, you really have to remove your ego, you know what I mean? And like, I was trying to remove my ego, um, which I did, by leaving, but like I felt like this was gonna remove it even more, and like I could really be, bare bottom, just start all over again like a baby. You know what I'm saying? Fresh new body, fresh new life, fresh new state of mind, bro. Like, but Steve, I could just, and I'm getting to it, and it feels so good because people are like, "Yo, how are you so positive all the time?" And I'm just like, because of the shit I've been through. Like, well, you know what I mean? Why would you not be positive? Yeah, Daniel, yep. Farouk, you know what I mean? Why would you not be positive? Because I feel like, I'm not gonna lie to you, a lot of it has to do with crypto and my investing, you know what I mean? Because I know that any day that's gonna pop and I'm way ahead of everybody, you know what I mean? So like I feel like all that money that I was supposed to get with basketball, I'm gonna get it back anyway. So, and tenfold, even more, because it's never gonna stop. So, I mean, I might as well just not be mad about anything. You know what I mean? So, like, all I try to do from here on is just pay it forward. However I'm feeling, whatever I feel like I need to say, whatever God gives me at that moment in time, I'm gonna say it to that person. You know what I mean? And I'm never gonna be disrespectful or spiteful or whatever it is about anything. Working in at Walmart, you know what I mean? You deal with all types of different characters all throughout the day, whether you work with or you dealing with them with customers. And I thank God for those dogs because a lot of the times I be wanting to be rude. But I know how to be professional because I remember back when I was 19 and I was rude to or 21 or 23, whatever it was, when I was rude to my manager, how that person felt and about me after and maybe still feel about me. You know what I mean? Like I feel bad because it was just pain that I was going through. Like it was my body pain. That's not really how I was. I was just like tired and nagging. I was tired. It was just like, it was just what it was supposed to be at that time. That's what God wanted, intended for it to be. And that's what it's good. It is. And I'm trying my best to just be like, I felt like I had to go back and apologize to people, for things. And I felt like I had to, and I was just like, no, the only person I need to apologize to is myself and, like God, so like, reading, I got a book in the car and I keep leaving it in the darn car. I had to get it at work because I try to read something every time I go to work, from the books area. I try to read at least the back of it. I don't know if you noticed, but a lot of people are not reading and writing, doing numbers. And I felt myself slip with some numbers when I was doing at the cashier. And I was just like, bro, we going to rework on this too. We never been good at reading. We're gonna get good at that now that we don't have the anxiety like we had before. Excuse me, I'm over here burping as I'm talking to you guys. But we never really was good at it because your eyes was always, I was always like looking to make sure that I wasn't getting a hand slapped at me. So now, you know, um, I don't have anxiety, so I have reason to like, and I have time, so like I could just read. You know what I mean? Like let's start doing some of that because in the 10 years, people that used to be able to read aren't gonna be able to read. You know what I mean? I feel like Fahrenheit wasn't 9/11 or whatever it is gonna end up happening. Whatever that book movie is, it just keeps replaying in my mind every day, and I'm just thinking if I don't start reading books or start collecting books, these things might be gone, and you might have to just, and the people are gonna be obsessed with the smell of books. Books are gonna be collectibles, just like everything else is becoming now. Collectibles and tokenized, and I just can't stop seeing crypto and everything. Like I said, I was talking about I randomly thought to myself, and I started telling people like GTA is gonna be for crypto. That's what's taking so long for GTA. And sure enough, I went on YouTube today and looked up, and it said GTA is about to have crypto, or they're trying to get crypto. So like I'm just like, bro, I'm way ahead of every fucking body. Why the hell do I care about restaking what the fuck somebody says here, what somebody thinks there? I don't give a shit because I'm still gonna be on my yacht in 10 years. If there's yachts, whatever the fuck the version of that yacht is gonna be, I'm gonna be on that bitch. Whether with somebody or by myself or with kids by my fucking self, I'm gonna be on that bitch. So it don't fucking matter. Like, why am I worried about anything? If I'm not excited to be on the right side of 6 feet every day, because I'm 6 foot, so and you go 6 feet deep. So like I'm a right side of 6 feet. So if I'm on the right side of 6 feet every day, I have no reason not to be happy. And I got away from that demon and her fucking flying monkeys and the people around me, and I sniffed success multiple times. So like I was just like, bro, I could turn up on these niggas right now if I wanted to. And I'm just like, sit back, shut the fuck up. Let's sit back and chill. Cause I was listening to damn, what's my boy's name? I got his name on my tip of my tongue. Um, but yeah, it starts with a V. Yeah, Gary V. There we go. Gary V. I was listening to Gary V a couple years ago when I was working my, aerospace job, making good money on salary before I decided to take this hiatus from working hard because I knew I was going to get rich off of crypto. So he said, my friends the people that are now my friends, or people who message me and they say they used to laugh at me or think that I was weird because I used to just work all the time as a kid. Like I worked from all my life up until like 20, like 30 something when I had ownership in my wine place. But like he said, had I not taken that time, I would have done anything else. Probably would have done anything else, squandered money, messed up stuff. And I was just like, he's like, if you could sit down for 4 years while everybody else is having fun and make and invest and learn and do things, bro, you'll be richer than the people that are having fun back then. They're living for the present. You're living for the future. My mother used to always tell me, you need to start living for the future. Stop living for the future. I mean, you need to start living for the right now, the present. You stop worrying about the future, bro. See, that's your problem. That's your problem. You was worried about how you was feeling right now. You didn't realize how your kid was going to feel about you later on. That's your problem. Yeah. So I'm thinking about my kids right now so that when I'm with them, I could be in the present. How about that one? So I know that when I'm only, fasting or I'm doing whatever I'm doing, learning a new discipline for that moment in time, that I'm only learning this to give it to my kids. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna be a selfish parent or a person that and be like, oh, I'm gonna squander it. Before I thought I had basketball, so I was over here living it up. You know what I mean? Living the kind of luxury before it was luxury, before I was cashed in. But I didn't know it. I was just keeping up with the Joneses. Didn't know what I was doing. I was, had to have all the Jordans. Had to have, I didn't really spend much money, but um, I realized that sitting your ass down sometime is the best thing you could do, especially right now, you know, um, especially for something like what I'm doing. This is the future of money. You know what I mean? Like, it's coming regardless if you believe it or not. And I talk to a lot of people that say they don't believe in it, but it's just like, bro, what point are you gonna believe? If something hits $10,000, I can see why you don't believe in it. But when it hits 100,000, I can see why you'd be like, you know what? Let me go start looking into it. Especially when you got simple things like YouTube. Like if you sit on YouTube and look at anything in the world, I'd rather be looking at something that'll make me something and not be looking at something that makes me laugh. I'd rather cry now so I could fucking laugh later on. And that's what I was doing. I was crying then so I could laugh later on. That's the whole point of this whole thing. Sit your dumb ass down, suffer now, learn the lesson and the reality of what you living in, and so you could live in somebody else's fantasy for the rest of your life. That's what I should have learned as a young kid that's what one thing my father should have said, and that's what I will make sure that I say to my kid. Make sure you do the things that you need to do right now so that you don't have to worry about ever living in your worst nightmare. Make sure that you live in your fantasy by putting in the work right now. It feels like a nightmare, but it's only getting you better. So invest in yourself. I always tell the kids or anybody that comes to me at work, I always say, invest in yourself. Find something to invest in. If you don't find something to invest in, that means you'll fall for anything. Anybody will say something to you. Any woman can come and swoo you. Any man can come and sweep you off your feet. It's just like everybody's gonna be a sucker for somebody. I understand that, but I'm a sucker for money. That's all I'm worried about. I'm sucker for my kids. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't have them, and it's crazy talking about them in the future like that. But like, I know I'm gonna have them, so I'd rather just suck it up, hang out with my dogs when I feel like I'm about to, I feel like I need to have a breakdown. Go to the gym or something, do some push-ups, complain to y'all. You know what I mean? Get a couple dollars from it. You know what I mean? What do I do for work? Right now, I'm investing. I'm investing. I'm a degenerate gambler, and I work at Walmart, and I'm a veteran, and I'm trying to go back to school. So hopefully I can get back in and get my master's going, because that'd be nice to have that extra money coming in too. So yeah. I could go get a career job, but I really don't feel like it because why? I don't. If it's not 5 seconds away, I'm not trying to do it. Like my friend wants me to go work in Corpus. I'm like, bro, if I gotta drive all the way at 30 to an hour away, I'm not trying to do it. I don't care if it's $50,000 a year, 60,000, 80,000, whatever it is. I can do that with less gas on the base, or just invest more aggressively invest in while I'm working at Walmart, or go back to school. Like, I'm glad that I went off to the military because I'm just I don't want to touch certain things. Like I could see myself getting dirty, but I just don't want to. Like, I'd rather talk to people and go home after 8 hours, 9 hours. I don't want to be doing 12 hours, and then 3 days in a row like that, 4 days in a row, whatever. Like, I could do that on base at the military, right here, 2 seconds away at the military base. At security, doing what I know, muscle memory, scanning ID, smiling at people, blah 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 blah. I could do that, So I'm fortunate to be unfortunate. I'm very fortunate to be unfortunate. So that's where I'm at right now, man. I'm just happy to have my body back in order. I'm back to my vitamins. I'm back to, my arms is feeling pretty, well, my shoulder still locked up. My neck's been messing with me still. I'm working on everything. Just working on my forearm. My wrists are small, but it still hurts from like 5, 6 weeks ago when I was playing basketball and jammed it on that big dude. I'm good. How are you? Hyper. What? How you say it? Shy. Hyper. You. No, I'm not. I don't know if you're asking if I'm a guy or if I'm gay, but I'm not into men. But I'm cool with everybody. But yeah, that's where life is going right now, bro. I learned so many lessons. I can't write. I can't wait to type my own book, write my own book, or and make a movie or a TV show or something out of this whole series, this whole thing. This journey really. Why do you make this shit so hard? Gotta make sure you don't have that athlete's foot. But yeah, I'm happy I took it. I'm glad I took it this route, man. I'm from Connecticut originally, but I'm in Texas now. I love Texas, bro. I just gotta go travel. I can't wait to get back to traveling, going back to like Austin, San Antonio, Houston. I gotta go. Dallas is kind of far. You gotta take a flight for that one. But if I got like a whole week, I'd take a little moment up there. But I can't wait to go back to Austin. Walk around Austin again. Yeah, I can't wait to do that. But anyway, I want to stop by, let you guys know what I've been up to. I'm getting my body back in order. It looks like shit right now, to me at least. I've been eating a lot of Whataburger. Dogs driving me crazy. Still working on this whole mental thing with the whole, passed. But while I'm crying, I'm gonna make sure this body looks good as fuck. Regardless, I'm gonna be on this yacht doing pull-ups and push-ups anyway. I don't even think I like boats. Like I think I just wanna like stay on land. Anyway, we'll worry about it when it comes. But you guys, what's going on, Miss Polka? How are you? Miss Polka. Yeah, so man, I'm just hoping that I'm not too sore tomorrow because I went crazy on legs today. I ain't go. Oh, I did chest today. I did shoulders. I did. Um, I did some legs, of course. Like I said, I did. You know, I'm getting better with the hack squats, if you want to call it that. Do I mind what? I'm not sore, but no. Yeah, what was at three. I was at like 315. The hack squat machine is like 60 pounds. I think it's heavy itself. So I was like 315, then 50. So damn, 160, 165, let's say. And then so it was like four. It was like it had to be like 405, four something. It was like 400 something. And your boy's already pushing that already. Like I didn't get it, but I knew I could have if I would really like was not too worried about my legs. My feet were just like not planted the way I needed them to be. So I'm not really comfortable with, squatting. And I don't have any knee wraps or nothing. So like to be doing it raw, that's crazy. Being raw like that, but I just feel like it's just the start of what I could do. And as long as I keep stretching and everything, I'll be good. Just keep stretching, no matter how heavy I lift, I'll be fine. I got a little scoliosis I'm working out right now, and that's what's causing my back and everything to be all messed up, with the twisted ankles and everything. I realized that one leg is actually shorter than the other. I feel like at least because of my hip displacement or whatever have you. So, working through that, but we're gonna keep grinding, bro. One leg at a time. But anyway, I'm gonna talk to you guys later. Um, I can't wait till next year this time. Next year this time, so because the leap last year to to now is tremendous. So imagine this year to next year. Next year is gonna be tremendouser. I may still be right here in this apartment, even though I'm not trying to make too much bigger, movements, but I'm trying to, incorporate a lot of things into my life. Um, so try some new things too once January 1st comes up. And then summertime, I have a little goal for that too. So now that I'm actually, like I said, living autonomously, living to myself and for myself, it's really a good feeling. Like just being able to know that, you don't have to worry about somebody telling you, you can't do this, you can't. Shut the fuck up. I can do whatever I want. I just wish, thank you. Thank you very much, Nick Miller. Nick Miller. But yeah, we winning, bro. We really are covered. Like I love it. Like I got the older ladies come in. Everybody's just about Mexican here, right? Whether they look white or they are Mexican or they're native looking. I've gotten really comfortable. Being here and also California. Like I tell them, I was like, we don't. I, Mexicans just black people to us in Connecticut. You know what I mean? Like we lived amongst, so we don't notice it. We just notice Puerto Ricans, like, and Dominicans. Like, most of the Mexicans up there just be trying to work. They don't really be, you know, I never noticed, like, they could be the homies, but we don't look at, they just black people to us, but Puerto Ricans and that's where but at least for me, that's how I always saw it. Because my good friend back in the day was Mexican, in elementary school. Him and Tony Webb. Yeah, so shout out to Tony Webb. Love you, bro. Tony Webb was my first 2 fights ever. Tony Webb, bro. I love that dude, bro. Mother looked out for me when I was going through my shit in Kingsville. When I'm in Texas. Where was I? I was in California. His mom would be like, "I'll be your mother." She always been a great person to me. I used to always see other people's mothers, and I'd be like, "Why my mom ain't like that?" You know, like why my mother and not loving like that. But anyway, I know the Mexican women are loving. I don't have a problem crossing over. Trust me, Marcus is for sale. I love the black culture. But I see that this culture is trying to fire, a lot of fire. And if my child can be loved, that's all that matters. I want them to be loved way more than I was. So where I'm at is where I'm at. So I just started working out. Give me some arms and chest day. All right, here you go. I'm gonna tell you an easy way to get your chest and your arms right. I want you to go to your nearby store that you can buy a pull-up machine. And I want you to put a pull-up machine in your every time you walk through that door with that pull-up machine. I want you to keep it up there if you can. And I want you to pull up every time you walk by it. You ain't gotta do a million, just do one. All right? One. All right? Then when you watching TV or you eating something you know you're not supposed to eat, I want you, or you just idle, you just not doing nothing. I want you to get on the floor and do some push-ups. Do at least one, and then do a crunch, all right? And then go to your side and do an oblique crunch, all right? And then I want you to every day before you go to bed, do Supermans on the floor. We gotta get your lower back stronger, your whole back. See, we walk forward, right? And we forget to walk sideways and backwards. And those muscles and tendons and they need to function properly too for us to stand upright and sit upright and do the little things that we don't even notice that we need them for. Muscles are always firing. So if you can incorporate those little things into your life, and also when you can, like I gotta go do, I've been slacking. Excuse me. Get yourself a weight in the house. In your room, I want you to have at least a 30-pound weight, at least. If you just started, I don't know how much you weigh or how old you are, but or what your workout experience is, but if I were to start all over again, I would have a pull-up machine, I would get some resistant bands, I would have a big ass bag of Epsom salt at all times, some protein, and I would also have, and I would be on the floor stretching and do calisthenics. Fall in love with calisthenics before you start lifting weights. And if you do start lifting weights, lift weights at home first. So, and then make sure you search stuff on YouTube, look up people working out on YouTube in the proper form and everything like that, because I don't need you to be in a situation like me with your body falling apart when you're trying to ego lift. You know, I was a very strong young man for a long time, even still, but I realized in my youth I was ego lifting. I wasn't lifting, the proper way. Yeah, I was getting it up, but I wasn't getting it up the proper way, So I think that from all those ankle injuries I had was causing me not to be able to lift the proper way. So, get the form down, make sure you stretch. And like I said, I wish I would have stretched more. Everybody used to tell me that all the time, but, and then relax, learn how to just meditate, be able to talk to we have that muscle mind connection. That's what you really want to do when you're working with calisthenics. That's what the point of calisthenics are, to like kind of be able to go monk mode when you're doing things, pull ups, dead hangs, whatever it is, calisthenic wise. You want to really zone out. But yeah, all right. How can you follow me? I believe it's King Mark, MARC. So same, KINGMARC 24 on Instagram. But yeah, um, I'm about to be 39. But you weigh 171. Yeah, I would do exactly that. I would just bang out mad push-ups. I would just get good at push-ups. I would just every day I would just be doing push-ups and pull-ups and lunges and squats and stuff like that at the crib. And then I would have a 40-pound, 50-pound weight, and I would lift that all the time. Like I used to do in the Navy when I was stuck in the room. When they used to have me locked up in the room, right? I was just doing pull-ups, push-ups, and I was flinging around my 50-pound weight. I think I had a 50-pound. I think I had a 50 at that time. But yeah, I was flinging around this 50-pound weight, and when I got out, I looked like a bear. I looked like a freaking monster. And yeah, I told myself I was gonna transform my body in that month. So that's what you can do. Fall in love with that little routine of doing a pull up, and then work your way to 2 pull ups, 3 pull ups, 4 pull ups, wide, close. Get really good at that, and then diamond push ups, finger push ups, fist push ups, wrists inside, wrist outways, arms, staggered. Get good at all of that, man. I was doing that stuff when I was young, because I used to watch my camp counselors, do push-ups all the time. So I started doing more push-ups and trying to get more into that, and I got away from it once I started getting injuries from basketball. So that's what I would do. Yeah, I've been going for a minute. I know. How's everything? How's everything? E-Rock, and then was it DB Joy? What's going on? So yeah, that's the best way to be, man. If you want to get into lifting weights, man, because a lot of times, man, when you go to the gym, you worried about what other people think about you, especially if you're fresh and new to the gym. You clearly make yourself look like the odd man out, a lot of the time, or you're one of those high school kids that jumble up in a pile and annoy everybody else in the gym because y'all do not know how to get out the way. You know what I mean? Like people be trying to walk by to go just to go to the back or go to the restroom or whatever they're trying to do, and they'll just clutter up this one little area. And yeah, learn. Yeah, just do the things that you want to do at home first and get good at them at home, because then you're confident when you get into the gym. Like when I started working on legs, when I started getting my legs together, because I remember I used to wobble and I couldn't get off the toilet. Remember that? So what I started doing is I started doing the things that I didn't want to do at the gym at home. So like right now, I never want to do push-ups. So I literally had to start doing one push-up because I couldn't do a push-up. And then I realized how pathetic I was. And then I was like, how is it that I can bench press 80s dumbbells, but I can't do a push up? And then I started realizing it was my wrist. I can defend my wrist when I'm doing dumbbells, but I can't defend my wrist too much when I'm doing the barbell. I can't defend my wrist too well when I'm doing the push up. So I need to start doing push ups at the crib so that I can start transforming my, strength from push ups to bench press. As long as I tell people, don't worry about how you eat. Like, consciously what you're doing. You know what you're doing, and you know that you're overeating or you're eating too often or whatever it is. You're eating bad stuff. You know that. You just got to be honest with yourself. And once I started being honest with myself, I started changing myself. Being honest with your diet and honest with the fact that you can get to the gym. Don't worry about your diet. Especially when you're young. If you how old are you, Mr. Stomp, Mr. Stomp? But yeah, however old you are, I say just work out. Don't worry about your diet. That will come. Because when you start seeing that you were doing all this and get a Fitbit or some kind of watch that could count your calories. Because if you could count your calories, especially at 28, bro, you haven't even started yet. You're just starting to reach mental maturity right now. You haven't even reached physical maturity yet. That's not until like 32 or something, or 35 or something like that. But don't worry about your diet. You're 28, bro. You're gonna go through so many different changes in the next couple years, bro. By the time you hit 40, you're gonna know exactly who you are as long as you work out. If you want to work out, you're gonna know how to eat. You're gonna know how to, everything. You're gonna master yourself by then, and that should be the only goal that you should have. I want to master myself by 40. Every summer you want to look better than the summer before. That's what you should look at. Take pictures. Look at yourself all the time in the mirror. Be obsessed with yourself. I don't give a shit what people say. People say, you are very self-absorbed or whatever it is. It comes with the territory of wanting to lift weights and look like somebody. You know, a lot of for years I didn't even look in the mirror. I mean, I did for a flex or two, but so for years I didn't look in the mirror because I was in the Navy. You know what I mean? So like I was just lifting just to be lifting. You know what I'm saying? To get that stress off, to being the festivity that I had, that I was in the ship and I was counting my days by going to the gym. And um, I don't even know where the fuck I was going. But anyway, don't worry about your eating because you're gonna end up getting and you're gonna get yourself in shape regardless because you're gonna know, all right, when I do more legs, I need to eat this way. When I do upper body, I need to eat this way. You can eat more when you do legs. You can eat less. You got to eat less when you do upper body. You know what I mean? If you incorporate legs in there every day, some kind of legs every day, calf raises, I don't care what it is, you can burn more calories because your testosterone is moving up, your metabolism is moving up. So then that would cause you to burn more weight. So then you'll start seeing that scale, that Fitbit. Once you used to get that Fitbit or you count your calories, you got the scale and everything. You really, into this lifestyle, or getting started with the lifestyle, you can realize that, all right, maybe I don't need that cheeseburger, or I don't need that whole thing of macaroni, or I don't need, let me put some more greens in this. Let me get some greens here, some broccoli over here, some carrots, or blah, blah, blah. You'll start seeing all that. I don't eat that way right now. I can't even lie to you. I'm on a carnivore diet, bro. It's because it's the cheapest diet. I go get a nice 2 rotisserie chickens and let them sit in the refrigerator until I finish them. But yeah, I'm not really a veggie eater. I mean, I love veggies. I can't lie to you. I got some in the freezer, but I just don't make them. You know what I mean? Because that's not something I'm thinking about. When I get home, and honestly, I don't even like eating. I just got it. I just feel this yearning in my stomach that it needs something, so I just give it to whatever it is available at that moment in time. And a lot of times, this past week was Whataburger, so I was spending like $18 to $21, and I was realizing I could use that on crypto, and I was pulling out crypto to use it, to buy it. So but I said to myself, it don't matter. Because I talk to people every day, all day at work, and I realized none of them know anything about crypto, or they know about it, and they don't. Or they think just Bitcoin. And I said, wow. I came home in 2018. I saw this in 2016, and I'm still ahead of motherfuckers in the world. So I'm not worried about it, bro. You're gonna go through so many phases with working out, with you being a man, you being a woman, or whatever it is. You're gonna go through so many phases in life, and I don't think that food, unless you're a morbidly obese person, you don't need to be worried about your calories. You need, as long as you would participate in working out and treating your body to a sweat every so often, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times a week. If you go any past four, you are exceeding the norm. If you go any past three, if you are going past two, you're exceeding the norm in the world. And if you go 4 times, you are really exceeding the world. So if you go 6, 7 times a week, for a little while, That's amazing. And you're gonna have those weeks and months and years where you're gonna be going like a freaking crazy person. So as long as you bust your ass in the gym, when you go to the gym, it don't really matter what you eat. Like I'd be in there for 2.5 hours. If I don't burn off what the fuck I ate for the last 2 days in that time, then clearly it just needs to be in my body. You know what I mean? Like simple. Yeah, yeah, like I went through so many years where I was worried about calories. I was at 23. I'm over here taking weight loss pills. The fuck am I taking weight loss pills at 23 for? But that was the fad back then at that time. Back in what was that 2010? People were trying to lose weight, and at least I was. I was in the gym with my protein and my pre-workout, and you know what I mean. Like I was like, and not knowing that naturally I could probably get this big anyway, like, so at 28, bro, I wouldn't be worried about nothing but just enjoying the gym, learning as much as you can about the body, kinesiology wise, you know, uh, everything you can learn. I'll be on YouTube all day like I am now. If I wasn't with you guys right now, I'd be on YouTube looking out some ignorance, then something about working out, then some Joe Rogan, then something about crypto. I'd be all over the place with it in two speed. Like I just be flying. I just need to learn as much as I can. I found myself watching a Joe Rogan 4 times in the past week, the same one 4 times, because it was just that, like, I had to catch more of what he was saying about the future. He was talking about the future and what he thinks that, well, what he knows is happening. And then also another gentleman was talking about the sky, and like what asteroid is on its way here in the next couple, like 2150 or something like that. And it's just like, we have things that can actually read that far. And then I went and looked up the microscopes, and I went and looked up what you call it, the darn, yeah. I was just like, bro, it was, when you aren't sitting there looking up dumb stuff and scrolling through TikTok, you can actually learn some shit, and it's pretty dope to know that I can carry that into trivia if I, or wherever I go, or I talk to somebody at work. That just gives me more information to talk to somebody with, or get to somebody that may talk about something else. Like I gotta do more research on video games, because kids come in and they want to talk video games, whether it's college kids or adults, or people want to still talk about video games, and they want to know, when I can tell them, oh yeah, Xbox is really not making too many more physical copies here, at least, they're going to the desktop. Like the conversation goes crazy, like that's one thing that I love about this journey, is because I learned the things that I did wrong with my brother. So now I know how to accommodate that type of person, make them feel comfortable, talk to them about things. Before I was so in my own little space, in my own little world. I wasn't trying to, adapt to anybody else. I was just thinking basketball, this is what I got to do. Blah, blah, blah. I'm not, or I'm mad, so, but yeah, that's what is going on with me right now. I got my whiteboard in the back with my crypto stuff up there. It's not up to date, so I don't think you've learned anything about it for real though. But yeah, all you gotta do is always go to look. You go to your nearby grocery store and get you some veggies in a bag. You eat that for a couple. Eat that every. You make that. You do that. The pre meals. What do you call them? Anyway, you make those meals one day that you making something. You make a bunch of meals. That's why people make everything that tastes the same or is the same, because I don't got time to be doing magic tricks. So you get the air fryer, air fry that over there with the chicken. Throw a little veggies in there the last couple of minutes. Then get your little Tupperware, throw it in there. Have that organized. So you can pull that out, eat whenever you want. Some people like to be on a routine, certain times, certain. I eat whenever I want. When I'm starving, I'll eat. I'm a faster. I like to fast. You know, that's why I don't mind putting on a couple pounds because I know I could just get on that virgin table, or I could fast, or I could just do legs and burn it right off. And if I could do that at 39, I'm sure you at 20, whatever, can do better. You just gotta be motivated. But yeah, that's where I'm at. But yeah. I'm about to go head up on this YouTube. It's 12:37 already. Damn, 21 times. Damn. Yeah, man. I took like 5 weeks off after I had just did like 12 weeks, and I turned into blub again. So now I want to stay consistent. So I got to get a calendar so I can start marking off days that I've been going to the gym so I can make time to go to the gym because I've been trying to sell myself I've been working. But in all actuality, I could squeeze in time, or I'll tell myself, "Oh, I gotta hang out with the dogs." No, I could. Them dogs are dogs. They can go sit their ass right up in that goddamn cage and shut the hell up while I go work out for an hour at least. You know what I mean? So I need to start being more selfish and stop being so empathetic and thinking thinking that everything has a voice or has control over my, my doings for the day. Is written on the whiteboard. Yeah, but that's not legit. Oh, what is written on the whiteboard is my crypto stuff when I was keeping up with it. Now I'm not so keeping up on it on that one. At least I got one right here that I got to update too. But yeah, I'm way behind on that. I stopped caring. I was just like, bro, if where I'm at right now isn't gonna make me a billionaire in 10 years, then whatever. I don't care. I'll get there regardless. So that's where I'm at. That's where and that's where I'm gonna be focused on. I want the legs that are shredded when I'm sitting down. I want to be back shredded, chopped all the way up. I see a homie on YouTube or Instagram that he he used to be skinny. I don't know how he got so big. He got chopped up. He used to be real chopped up. Now he's fucking jacked as hell. And I was wondering where he was. I hadn't seen him in like 3, 4 months, but now I know where you were, dog. Yeah, I got some Bitcoin. I don't got much. I'm leveraging to get Bitcoin because Bitcoin's gonna be there forever. And one of my coins are gonna hit way beyond the Bitcoin price, and I'm just gonna end up taking whatever that is and buying a whole Bitcoin or two or three or four or five, whatever, um, at some point in life. I'm not too worried about when, because that's more of a stable coin. You're not gonna really make too much money unless it's like um, that halving time of the year with Bitcoin. That's why, it's not good for people to just know about Bitcoin. You want to learn like Ethereum, you want to learn XRP, you want to learn all these other coins. There's millions of coins out there that are going to hit in a couple weeks. And I tell people, all you want to have is just $1 in anything. So what I did was, I did it before, but I need to do it again. I take every earnings and I place them into like 50 different coins, just like I did back in 2018. No, 20, whatever it is, 21 or whatever it was. I went, I went and bought $1 in every coin so that when they go up, I'm making money regardless. So then I can leverage that into something else, another coin, or that one coin that I really love, you know? Yeah, I have millions of coins, bro. I've been into crypto for since 2018. So I have a lot of coins. I had to sell a lot of them to get stable here. But I started earning them back, and now that it's low right now, I got way more than what I had before. I just wish I would have had that on top of what I have, but I had to eat, and I had to get here, and I had to get this place. So, and then I got the dogs. You must have some returns. Yeah, I got some nice returns, but they're not. Everything's down right now. So what I'm doing right now is really I'm buying gold. I'm buying dividend stocks. Anything that gives a dividend, I don't give a fuck what it is. I don't care if it makes if it makes me money or loses me money right now. I'm just putting money into that too, because crypto has stocks as well. So, or at least my coin does. So I buy crypto in there and I get dividends from there as well. Just like if you stake in crypto. So essentially, it's just like having your own businesses. If you want to own your own business and never take up real estate, and you never have to maintenance it, other than putting money in or taking money out, getting the crypto. If you don't want to have to worry about a bank being all in your account, I mean, the government's gonna know everything about you regardless, because crypto is definitely not crypto. But like I said to y'all, the reason why I believe in crypto so much is because I saw it in Japan. For some reason, they have this lie going on in America that America is the greatest place in the world. But if you go on YouTube and look up China and Japan, or China, period, you're gonna be like, okay, we not the best. Because China is out here. You walk outside of China, is well lit. They got parties going on all the time. There's always something going on in China. They got all the technology. We behind. We are so far behind. And that is why what's going on is what's going on. Because the old people are not going to allow the new regime to come in, because they're not going to sit back and watch America go through shambles when in all actuality it's just the upgrade. When you have so many old people, just old people complaining about the president, you have to realize it's just him. Just they're expecting someone that looks like them to think like them, and he's not thinking like them at all, and that's what's pissing them off. They're not realizing that they have to new technology, new things happen. You know what I mean? People aren't gonna fucking go back to the caveman days and rotary phones. It's not gonna happen. Like, I get so many customers coming into my job, and they don't even know the most simple thing, like how to use a phone, and I'm like, you are an iPhone. Regardless if you believe it or not, you're the first iPhone. You have to keep yourself updated, regardless if you think you're gonna be here in 10 years or not. If you know more about the next technology or whatever is going on, you'll feel happier about everything. You'll understand what's going on. Like, it's about to be, they have to sort of wash out all the old people, all the old minded people, to move in the new technology. They want smart cities, 15-minute cities everywhere, smart cities, with smart lights, and they can't do that if they keep on letting these old people hold everything back. That's why we haven't gone anywhere. That's why we haven't done any new revolutions. There isn't anything big going on. You have to do it through the internet, because if you do it physically, you see how they fighting back. The internet, they don't even know what's going on. So if you do it in front of them, they're gonna get pissed off. But if you do it behind their back on the internet, they're not gonna have a clue. So the best way to make money and the best way to move forward, is to do something on the internet and then have the money to go forward and do it physically. So what's going on right now is the crypto is taking over. And that means technology is going to take over because they're going to start paying people to just exist because they're going to have robots taking over everything. Anything that has numbers, physical stuff, like you see these, go on YouTube and look up these robots. These robots are now tripping. They're not even tripping no more. They act like they tripping and they catch themselves and they still pick up a glass and give you a wine. Like, it's crazy, and they haven't even released anything yet. So imagine what it's gonna be like when they finally do release one. And like I say to people, the rich people have the nice stuff first. So Rolls Royce is gonna have it first. They have the backup cameras before everybody else, and then it goes to everyday Hondas 20 years later. So yeah, I've been to China. I'm wet. I don't need lotion. I mean, if you never take any. Yep, that's all I'm doing is I'm letting it grow because I know what it did for me last time, man. I know what crypto did for me last year. I mean, last halving. So this halving, with the banks being involved, what do you think's gonna happen? It's gonna be even worse than last time. It's gonna be crazier than last time. And yes, the tariff stuff and all that stuff is happening. I understand that. I get it. But all it is him trying to establish dominance on China because China is whooping our ass with technology. And if he can hold it for a little bit longer before he blasts y'all with, oh, we're making crypto regulations. We no longer using fiat. We're using crypto because it's just too much. The average American's head would pop if he told y'all what's going on. If he told the American population one iota, one thing out of a folder, a paragraph out of a folder of the Secret Service, people would go crazy. They would go insane. So you got to do it in front of them without them noticing it. Yeah, it's getting insane. Keep thinking about how advanced robots are. Yeah, and they're gonna be in your everyday Walmart, looking like me in due time. It's gonna be me at the crib, and it's gonna be programmed to talk like me and respond like me and everything from me just looking at it and hearing my voice one time, and then it's gonna be able to talk just like me, and move just. It's gonna be stupid. I'm not missing out on that. I want to own that robot, so then I'm making all my money, and I only got to give Walmart a couple of dollars. Or Walmart, no, Walmart, yes, bro, it's about to be crazy. If you don't get involved in this technology revolution, bro, then you will be one of the people that are new poverty poor. You're gonna be one of the new people that are poor because if everything is going technology wise and we're not no longer reading, we don't care about school anymore. What makes you think that it's not gonna keep going technology wise? It's no longer gonna be, the physical copies of a book anymore. That's why I'm trying to make a book collection. Those are gonna be old things, things of the past. You're gonna have something that can just read it to you in your ear, or it's gonna pop up on the screen, or it's gonna be a hologram or something. It's gonna be movies are just gonna be in the palm of your hand. Where's like hologram? It's gonna be insanity, and I'm gonna be involved in it. And I can't wait. That's how I know. I'm just gonna be sitting back chilling. But yeah. Oh yeah. Look, those humanoid robots are already being made up, bro. They're only using the ones that they show you on YouTube just for that. They're not showing you the real ones that they're working on. They show those are just the all right. So build this type of robot and then get really good at the knees. And then this company makes the ones that are really good with the ankles. Then this one makes it good at making the toes curl. Then this one makes it where the fingers curl. And then this station in that building works on the eyes. And this one works on it's gonna be it's so much going on. And then you got AI helping you do that. So then you don't make mistakes. And if you do, a human would never pick up on it unless another AI picks up on it. So it's If you don't see it, I can't help you. If you're afraid of it, invest in it. Cause I'll be winning. I've been telling people, bro, pay attention to the kids. The kids will tell you how to do things. If you are afraid of something or want to learn how to make money or something, watch the kids. Pay attention to the kids. You can just invest in what they're wearing or something like that. Can rate your brain. That means you can eventually just download. Yeah, that's what's gonna happen. I told you it's gonna. I said that I was watching a TV show a couple years ago, and I told you the daughter died or was dying, and her brain was still alive. And the computer came up to the parents when she was in a car accident. It came up to the parents and said, "You have she's dead physically, but you can save her. You can download her brain, and a new version of her will come to your house, be delivered to you in 3 days or something like that, or 24 hours." And sure enough, they downloaded the daughter's brain, and the daughter came back into the house, walked up in the house, and acted like nothing was happening, like nothing happened. And that's the future. They in China, they have the what's the name of the company that from Terminator? They have the same named company in China. Like they now use your palm and they use your face for recognition, so you don't have to. You could pay stuff with your palm. So you go in the store and just wave your hand, and you can go into the train or a bus or whatever transportation it is, or you could pay for something with your hand. Yeah, Skynet. It's all Skynet. Look it up. It's on. It's in. I was watching it last night. It's called Skynet. I believe it's called Skynet, but yeah, they watching you from cameras everywhere, every angle of China. They got, yeah, not every angle of China, but like in the city. But yeah, was it like Beijing or something? That was in Beijing. I forgot which one it was. But like that's the biggest city in the country, in the world. I mean, the biggest city in the world. Um, Bangladesh. But anyway, this crypto stuff has made me really start learning statistics, learning economics. It taught me a lot about obviously stocks. It taught me a lot about just what's going on in politics. It teaches you to have to learn these things so that you can know what's going on and why the market's moving, fluctuating the way it is. And I think that that's like genius right now. And what's going on in the world, I think is very, very, very intelligent to be up on what is going on and everywhere. Even if I don't care what it is, just learn something about some other country and their history throughout the day, like something, because it would only help you to understand where we're going. And there's always a technological advancement that comes and causes a generational wealth transfer. And this is the generational transfer. And some people have been waiting 40, 50 years for this to happen, you know? Yeah, so some people didn't think it was ever going to happen again. And here it is, on its way. Yeah, it is best to like you have to keep your iPhone or your phone updated, so or your TV updated. You have to update these things. You have to update your computer, so you should always be updating your brain too, whether it's something that you're comfortable with or not. Do you want to know the weather? Then you should know what's going on in the state or the country or the, you know. I just like the thought of passive money. I like the fact of money. I like the thought of money that I don't have to work for coming in for me. I like that. That makes me feel good inside. Warm and fuzzy. I wish I didn't take these daggone sweatpants off because it is a cold front and I gotta bring these dogs back outside and I don't know where I put these damn sweatpants at. Keep me out your mind, cause I'm for real. I'll be back. Let me get some sweatpants. Damn, man, I gotta fuck with these dogs. Yo, stop ripping up stuff. Y'all stink, bro. Y'all stink. Where are all my sweatpants? Oh shit. You getting Alzheimer's? Ooh, wait a minute, let me get my sweatpants. Where the hell did my sweatpants go, bro? Where did my sweatpants go? Oh, I got some socks too. Fudge. I'm wearing white socks. And I don't care. White socks just feel different. White socks just feel different. Alright, we back on road. Fuck out of here. Fuck it, I don't care. But anyway, let's see. Passive income is awesome. Yes, it is. See what they used to do back in the day with stocks, right? Or a bank. You get interest. You go get yourself a nice paying job, right? And you try to save up at least $10,000 every year. So then you get passive income with your interest. Now, that's why people used to love CDs, you know, Roth IRAs, things like that, because you get that compounding interest. It's ninth wonder of the world is what they call it. So then you smart, you kiss ass, brown nose, whatever you want, dog and pony act, your way up to a job that gets you you save $20,000 the next year. Then the next year 30, then the next year 40, and then you get a bonus. You add another couple of dollars in there. So then essentially you'll be at $100,000 within the next hopefully 6, 7, 8 years, right? So then that interest is probably gonna be what? Close to 6 to 10 grand every year. Once you get that 100 grand in there, on top of, so then the next year you start off with maybe 150 or 110,000, right? 110,000. Then you got a really good job now. You over here getting salary, bro. You done made it. Year 9, you done made it to what? $150,000 job. Let's say 200,000. You're able to spend. Then you get a relationship. You get a car because you upgrade because now you can spend some extra money. I knew that I was gonna end up doing that. So I said, I'm just gonna get this thing at Walmart and just do this. I don't want to be too flashy. I don't want to go too much, draw too much attention to myself, because then I'm gonna want to go outside. If I got more money, I'm gonna have more money to play with. So I'm gonna start doing stupid stuff before I'm mature enough to know that I'll do stupid shit with it. So you go get yourself a nice, good job, and you're saving about, let's say, 20 grand every year. So you're saving 20 grand on top of that 110 you had, so 130. Then that interest hits again. So you're probably making at that time another maybe what, $2,000, $2,000 every year. So the point is, you just want to make 100 grand. You make 100 grand, so then you'll make 10 grand from just the banks. And then if you do that for 10 years, you got yourself $1 million. But that is too slow. That's why people get into stocks. But even then, that closes at, you know, what, 7 o'clock or 4 o'clock. And that's even later or earlier for people on the West Coast. This means they gotta wake up earlier. It makes no sense. Very, very old, out of date. So now you got crypto. Oh, let me go back to stocks. Stocks also is open 5 days a week, unless there's a holiday. Old fashioned. If I want my money, I want my money right then and there. Whether it went up or went down, I want my money right then and there. So then, crypto, 24 hours, 365, very volatile, but the reward is well worth it. Especially if you have the patience like you should have in stocks and life in general. So, why do you gotta bring that noise over here? Why you gotta come over here? Why do you have to come over here? Get out of here. So anyway, that's how the game works. You get the stocks and you just learn that, man. I'm telling you, it's the best. And if you don't want to take much risk, I wouldn't say buy Bitcoin right now, because I think that other coins are starting to pop off right now when Bitcoin is going to just be stuck this way, and it's going to actually go down. I think it's going to go down to like $8,200. It's going to go to something viable for people, you know. But the thing is, you only want 0.1% of Bitcoin, and just hold that for the rest of your life, and I guarantee you'll be a multi-millionaire in the next 10 years. So anybody who's got any more than that is going to be hella rich. What's it at right now? I think it's at like 115,000. But like I said, it's going to go back down to like maybe 70 to 80 grand, 80 to 70 grand. So what you do is you buy cheap meme coins, you stack up on those, and hopefully those got interest that are like a 90 to 100,000% sometimes at the beginning. And in a few weeks, they're going to jump up. I got a couple of those. And I get like $1 from them a day. I get $1 from one, and I get like $4, $5 from another one every day. I take those and I go buy another coin with them. And that coin is new, and it's 100%. And then it gives me 40% sometimes, or 90% of Chronos, the coin that I need to transfer. So I'm just stacking those up. And then I'm just buying another coin that is part of gaming. Gaming and AI are very important right now. Gaming and AI are gonna take over because we're gonna be portable. And if you could portably make money, because you think about it, people play games all the time, and they make a little gift card or something like that. So if you can transfer crypto to that person automatically with speed like that, I think that is gonna take over that gift card. Yeah, you always buy more. Listen, it doesn't matter what price you buy it at, bro, because it's gonna go up to millions. Bitcoin is gonna go to millions. Ethereum is gonna go up to millions in the next 10 years. So it don't matter what you buy it at right now. You can dollar cost average, whatever you wanna do. But it makes no sense because you're only stressing yourself out for the inevitable. It's gonna go up. And it's gonna make you tons of money. And in 10 years, you're not gonna be worried about, oh, I wish I would have dollar cost averaged if you just put a couple dollars in every time you get paid. Right, buddy? I know I'm gonna bring you outside in a couple minutes. Yeah, I'm gonna bring you outside in a couple minutes, buddy. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's how you do that thing. That's how you do that there. How you do that there. Why you gotta act like that? Why you acting like that, son? You want attention? You want attention? So you got me granted. But yeah. Yeah, he always wants attention. That's all. He wants to go outside again. See, they both stop moving when we say outside. No, you could do it on Coinbase, but I do crypto.com. Crypto.com, the Lucas Stadium. Because it's about to take over everywhere. Trump supports it. That's why I fuck with Trump. I don't care what nobody say. I don't give a damn. Listen, last time Trump was in office, he made me hella money. This time Trump's in office, he's gonna make me hella more money. And then I'll be able to give it to the people who are too hard-headed to listen to Trump and what he's really trying to say. He's telling y'all he's about to go change everything. He's about to make America the greatest country in the world again, because he's going to make it where everybody is making some kind of money every day, and we're gonna have the best technology. And if the technology is up, we're gonna have easy money to get and food and all the other stuff for people. Like, we just gotta go through some growing pains right now. And whoever is his successor is gonna have to believe in everything that he's saying, and believe that, because he's not gonna give up the office if he's not gonna, if he doesn't feel like it's gonna be the right person. And I know everybody's saying he's not gonna do, no. Trump is a businessman. I believe that he's gonna, until he feels like he should give up the position, I don't think he's gonna give it up. And it's sad to say, America kind of needs a dictator, bro. We need somebody to dictate us, because listen, we are some dumb ass people, bro. We argue and fight and shoot and do all types of stuff amongst each other, and it's like we don't even realize we messing up our own home. We only got one, and I know damn well my people ain't going back to Africa, and I know damn well a lot of other people ain't going back to their native country, because first of all, you don't even know what the hell your native country is a lot of the times, and if you think you know, then you really don't know. So I think that what we should do is shut the hell up and let this man do what he got to do. And realize what you get to see is not what you really see. And what you think you see is not what you really know or see. Thank you very much. Yeah, I try to not stress. But yeah, I think you should embrace what's happening right now and not fight against it, because it can't change anything. Whether you get mad, you complain about it. I get clippers. I broke my clippers. Well, you can't change it. You know what I mean? So like, gosh, bro, you can't change it. So you might as well embrace it in any way that you possibly can, and whatever makes you feel comfortable. Because at the end of this 4 years, you're gonna still want to be alive and with your family. So don't stress yourself out about something that you can't change. I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna try to see for the best way I can make money, or make the next generation or the next presidency make me even more comfortable by either be able to leave or find a nice comfortable place to live here, or just, you know, like, yeah, I got two of these bastards. Yep, Tor Nipsey, and Nipsey got big. Tor is just a little old shit ball, literally. All he do is shit and try to feed it to you, give it to you. Come here, you little shit. Come here. Come here. Come here. He has not gotten any bigger. Ugh, he's just a pain in my little teddy bear, bro. A little teddy bear. Right? Little teddy bear. Little teddy bear. You jealous little bastard. Get out of here. Gosh, man. Can't do nothing. Can't do nothing, man. Why are you here? Why are you here? Why are you trying to climb? Yeah, kick his ass off. Kick his ass off. Yeah, kick his ass off. Get his butt. Get him. Get him. He's trying to slide down. Yo, he is funny as hell, though. Little shit. He's mad funny. He be fighting his little butt off, too. But yeah. Tech. It's that dumbass light. I should. Oh, god damn. Anyway. Did it just die down again? Technology is gonna do what it do, and you gotta find a way to fund into it because it's gonna make you hella money, whether you want it or not. You can give it away later on. That's how I'm looking at it. So I'm gonna sit my ass down and not buy too much shit, but not buy too much food, and still stack up on this crypto shit because I want to be stupid, filthy rich. And then be able to go on my YouTube and give y'all the money, donate it, be like, oh, so and so won, you know what I mean? Here go 10 grand, you know what I mean? Whatever. Crypto money is gonna be so stupid. It's gonna be dumb. People are gonna be dumb with the money because it's the easiest way to make it. It's like paying $1 gets you into the lotto that you know you're gonna win. I'm gonna do it. I don't remember. I don't think you remember. Well, a lot of people that you watch on YouTube were crypto bros, and that's how they got started. They got the funds, or they got the funds from a crypto bro. So, or a crypto sis, chick, whatever you want to call it. But it's gonna be. And I can't wait. But anyway, let me go bring these dogs outside. I'll be back in like 20 minutes.